before KPI, I had the odd corporate clients. I had a few individual corporate clients, but most of the clients were actually individuals, and I was scrabbling around for work, I think, latterly. I sat next to somebody who became a fellow KPI, and she was very enthusiastic, and I felt a little bit miffed that I couldn't be quite so enthusiastic because I thought this is never going to happen for me. I took the brochure home, I left it lying around, and my hubby saw it and said, "You should be doing this," because he'd been saying for yonks that there was a book in me. He said, "You should write about all these women that you've come across and the work that you've done with them," he said, because it's fascinating. And it was really, I suppose, partially because of the book and the thought of writing the book and the fact that he said I had to do it, that I went and did it. I had never been clear before about describing what I did. And there was just this moment tussling with Mike in the middle of the room, as it were, where I just sort of said, "But they're women on a wobble." And he said, "Hold it, that's it." And then Dan eventually added a little bit more onto it, and very gradually the pieces began to come together in a way that was just astonishing, in a way that I could never have envisaged on my own. And then the pitch gradually began to come together, and that was something that I would never have managed on my own. And the book, wow, well, that's just amazing, isn't it? And I mean, it's an amazing process. Mindy gives you this process to follow, and it works. It actually works. And writing the book, if you're focused on it and you actually begin to do what she tells you to do, things begin to emerge and flow, and it is like giving birth to a baby in a way. So the pitch has made a definite difference. The first networking meeting I went to, and we had to stand and do our little minute, I had a cluster of people around me afterwards, and that's never happened before. So it was quite astonishing, the reaction once you get your pitch clear and you know what you're talking about. I think one of the things that KPI has done for me is that it's actually begun to put a structure and a format around the vision that I had. Given my wobbly start and the fact that I really couldn't quite get my head round stuff at the very beginning, it was a real surprise, I think, to everybody, especially Mike Harris. But I got into the final 10 for PitchFest, yes. And I think that's just testament to what the process enables you to do. Getting into that final 10 and having something to aim for, because I was determined I was going to get into that final 10, was a huge boost to my confidence, and I think that's what really enabled me to carry on afterwards, because I thought, if I've come from where I was and I can get into the top 10, I can do this next bit as well.